All right, welcome, Holland&Hobbs, episode 5. Recording on a Friday at the L house. Somehow I came in, wasn't expecting. I got roped into building a tent.
I fussed at you about your time management. Now I feel like you're trying to prove something, so you get everywhere early.
I
And
beat
then
you 2 times.
and
now.
look what happened though.
I beat you twice.
The key is to be right on time. I'm not one of those believers that what is it that if you're on time, you're late.
If you're early, you're on time. You're on time.
Yeah, no, just be on time. So you're trying to prove something now, and you got put to work.
Well, no,
Because I fussed at you about how late you were the other day.
I wanted to get here, get set up, so we can sit down, get it going.
Yeah.
Get everything done. Like I said, it's Friday. People got stuff to do.
Well, I didn't get here early today because I didn't have anything else to do, but they just opened at 11, right?
Yes.
So I was trying not to get here too early.
Well, it says today is the Athens Ale House.
Mm-hmm.
It's Athoberfest.
Yep.
Their version of Oktoberfest.
Yep.
So it is today. So come out. It starts at 4 or 5 o'clock.
I think they said 4:30
It's at
maybe?
4 or 5.
I don't know. Yeah.
But yeah. Tent set up. It's going to be a German theme.
And it's a very stable tent. Serge helped set it up.
Listen, I handed the hard.
I would say they really were putting a lot of effort into it. So no one's going to be hanging out under there and it collapses. It was a very thoroughly well done job.
Outside sweating. I was not prepared to be perspiring.
I know.
This early in the day.
Yeah, no. It's not that bad, but it is once you put in some work.
But also, you got to hold it. The Stein holding competition, which is it's challenging to say the least.
It is. I tried to hold it, and
I think this may be 3 pounds, maybe 5 pounds.
I feel like all of my strength is in my bottom half. So yeah, I was very
But the
pathetic.
hard part, like I said, you can't use your thumbs. You can't put your thumb on top. You
And you said you had to hold it out straight too.
Out. You're not supposed to bend, sway.
So
Arm is not
the
supposed to
key
break,
is if
but
you
just
have a
hold it.
job that requires you to use your arm, let's
It's
say you're
more
a
your-
painter
it's more shoulder.
or
It's more your shoulder.
maybe
Yeah.
you should come try and see how it goes. I don't know what you win. What do you win?
A trip to Coleman.
Tell me more. Did you once win that trip to
I
Coleman?
went there last year.
Because they have a reputation down there, you know.
Yeah, they do. I actually saw a video today about someone posting that about Coleman. So, all right.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, what Ale House is a part of is like a state league almost. So different breweries and beer spots, they have the Stein holding, which there's a German name for it. I'm not gonna dare say it. I'm gonna butcher it.
Right.
We say Stein holding.
Because it's a lot of, I feel like they use a lot of unnecessary letters.
It's a lot of letters.
Letters,
There's a lot of
yep.
letters in it. It's long.
Majority are silent, I think. And there's a lot of, like something's caught in your throat with the German language.
So they do it from North Alabama to South Alabama. So it ranges from Huntsville to Mobile.
Okay.
It stretches all over Alabama. So
Okay.
the winner of all these venues, they will meet in Coleman. Coleman is considered the official Oktoberfest of Alabama. So it's like the big Oktoberfest. It's held in
Do we know why that is? Does that have anything to do with their roots, of Germany
Yes.
and back in the day
Yes.
with
Coleman has German roots from what I thought. That's what I learned last year going to it and figuring out it's Coleman.
Is that why there's poor race relations?
Because of Germans?
I don't know. I'm just sitting here in this moment putting two and two together.
That had to do with American culture.
Oh.
American culture formed that the race relations. But let me just say, so you go down there and Coleman is. Well, I would say this side note. There's somebody that helps put on the Huntsville Oktoberfest.
Mm-hmm.
He got offended that Coleman is considered the Oktoberfest in Alabama. He's like, no, Huntsville is better, it's bigger. We've been doing it. And it was like he took it very personal that Coleman is the destination spot for Oktoberfest.
Coleman is a little bit offensive.
But yeah, we went. So I won last year. And I will say, the only reason I won last year is because one guy was not here. His name's Ian Milby. I'm going to call him out because I know I've already spoken to him. I've seen him. He's going to be here today. He is the, undefeated.
And tell us why.
Champ. He's a painter.
He's a painter.
You see him, he's like this normal looking guy. He don't look like, anything intimidating or
Like all the gym time that you spend. Yeah.
I mean, he's definitely in the gym. I've seen him in the gym.
Oh yeah, no.
He's in the gym.
There's people that go to the gym, and then there's people like you. So kind of not the same.
Like he's lifting weights.
Yeah.
No, he's lifting a paintbrush. So all of this strengthening to me is that front depth. When you're holding that sign, one, your grip strength is like probably the first thing that goes out. But if you cannot lose your grip, it burns in your shoulder. There's no arm. It's like all front shoulder.
I kind of relate to that because like I walk a lot. And so, and I have been like, I've been going like solid for about a year now. And so I have like very strong like leg muscles, and like, I feel like that whole area down is a lot more toned up, like booty, hips, legs, and then, but upper strength, nope.
The muscle you use is the most is going to be the strongest. Like I said, when you sitting there, he paints all the windows around like the little beer on the window downstairs. He painted that.
So cute.
Yeah, so he paints all this stuff.
I love that.
He's constantly got this tension on his shoulder.
Well,
so then when he pick up this is nothing. This is like lightweight for him.
Maybe you should like take up a new hobby this year coming up for like the next one.
Training.
Yeah.
I've already decided. So
strength and conditioning.
No, if I lose today, which
win.
I fully plan on losing. Mm-hmm. There's one in Huntsville on Saturday and Sunday. Huntsville Spy is hosting one, so I'm just going to Huntsville and try to win that.
Hey Ian, if you're listening, you should go to Huntsville too.
He only win once. Each spot sends one
representative. Okay.
Each spot sends one representative.
Well, you know what Nelly said about that, right?
No,
2 is not a winner and 3 nobody remembers.
You know what? I'll be remembered at the other place. So
okay.
I can earn my ticket to Coleman.
I'm just glad you're not quitting just because you know you're not going to win. Makes me proud.
I participate.
I got that.
I finish runner-up to him like every time. So like I'm not like defeated.
It's fair.
I just know he is the guy.
It gives you like a goal though to work towards. But I do think you should take up something where you can compete better next year. Painting or... I told Serge, like, I really want the exterior of my house painted, so if you want to do that, it might help. We can even wait a few months if you think it needs to be closer to next year.
Yeah, but like I said, I was watching TikTok this morning, actually, and I saw someone was traveling from Florida, Georgia, and they were going to Coleman for something. They're going to stay the night. It was like a black lady from her and her son was going, and she was on TikTok, why did I not know Coleman was a sundown town? Like,
there used to be a billboard, apparently. I never actually saw it, but I have talked to people who confirmed that it was there.
Coleman, they would never be able to escape that, like, history. I mean, part of the history. And I'm not going to say that Coleman is still that way, because I've been to Coleman. Coleman is a nice place.
It is, but, okay, I'll say this. So, I'd only ever been to, like, the main parts of Coleman, like, where the town and stuff is. And a few months ago, I was traveling down south to visit my best friend in Fairhope, and there was like it told me there was a accident or something on the interstate, so it told me where to get off to like go around it, and it put me through like the backwoods of Coleman County, and I promise you, it's still alive and well. I mean, I didn't see like any Klan rallies, but you know without knowing.
So, you know, traveling, there was a show on HBO. It was like a loose fiction type show, kind of supernatural, but kind of put a little bit of truth in it.
Okay.
And I didn't realize that, apparently back in that era, there was a guidebook for Black people to know what towns to go through, what towns to avoid, when to be out. They had a guide of traveling the United States to know what place.
Sort of like an Underground Railroad type, but in paper form.
It was almost like an atlas.
But where do you get it? We don't know.
I don't know.
Did you figure out if it was real?
Yeah, it was a real thing.
So could you maybe find one so we can actually? No, not today. Like
I'm saying, like, can we find one now?
Or hey, shut up! If you got one, let us know.
But yeah, that was. I can't remember what the show was. But Jonathan Majors. Was it Jonathan Majors? He might have been the one in it.
I don't know, but I'm very intrigued in this now. I just want to see like who was in it.
They had a scene where they went to a town, and essentially like the sheriff met them at the bridge and was like, "You got to leave." And when they were leaving, they were waiting for them to see if they were going to cross that line in time.
Cool.
So
That sounds really cool. Yeah, not
I
at
don't know
all.
what the name of it was.
Of the pamphlet?
Yeah. That's what it was.
A pamphlet,
It was
yeah.
a pamphlet.
Which actually is like spelled with an H in it. Did you know that?
Yes.
Isn't that weird? I saw that word not too long ago and I was like, who misspelled this? Sure enough, it's PH. Probably a German.
All of this is going to give me like just the different sundown time.
It'll give you some homework between now and next week.
Tell me what the name of the god.
No, you have to do a little bit of, you got to do some legwork, I think, on that.
Yeah, but I've been to Coleman, like, I go there one, the Athoberfest, I've been there for that.
Mm-hmm.
Event. Their Christmas village, that's really
I've heard that's neat, yeah. I've never done that.
It's not, so the Christmas village, they include more than what the Athoberfest, no, the Athoberfest is bigger. Athoberfest includes the old part of Coleman town, like, town square too as well.
Okay.
So Athoberfest is a bigger, like, square footage. But Christmas Village, it was real cool. It was
Okay.
Our kids liked it.
Cool.
And the water park in Coleman. Coleman has the best water park. And like north
Okay,
of
so
Birmingham, Coleman
we've
has
been-
the best water park.
we've been a couple times. I feel like it's got its pros and cons.
Compared to Point Mallard.
Yeah. Well, obviously, yeah. I feel like it's got its pros and cons. If you go, there's certain times you can go to Point Mallard where it feels almost deserted and it's real nice. Like you're just like, wow, this is like we almost rented it out. Versus like I feel like Wildwater is always super crowded, but also there's not very many shady spots at Wildwater unless you rent one of those cabanas, and they are just robbing people on those cabanas because like all that is like a tailgate tent that they charge a lot of money for.
But they serve alcohol.
They do.
That helps a lot.
It does, but do you want to drink too much alcohol if you're trying to keep a track of your kids at a water park? I don't.
They all right. They're old enough now. They can survive.
I don't know. I'm not trusting that they're not going to like roofie my drink or something. Coleman? I'm just kidding. Sorry.
You're safe.
I'm safe.
But no.
I don't know.
Coleman is a nice town. It's a very nice town. I'm not going to say nobody has ever experienced racism there or don't still today. But
Also, not far from Coleman is that one like a Love's. Okay, did you know that one? Which don't get me wrong, the gas is cheap. Like it's decent for a gas station, but that one is on like the list of top places where human trafficking like goes on.
No.
Listen, I'm real aware of human trafficking, okay? I'm not today, Satan. Like, I'm trying to stay away from all the top human trafficking spots.
My thing is, I do think as a black person, you can go to Coleman and you can leave Coleman. Racism happens everywhere.
For sure.
It's not just centralized in one location.
I mean, it happens right here in Athens, Alabama.
Yeah,
it happens on the Facebook every day.
Wherever you are, you can experience racism. So, but this week, like I said, this weekend, Athoberfest, Athoberfest.
Start here at Athoberfest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Come check it out.
Very sturdy tent. Also, they've got, I'm not really a slushy person, but they have this green apple sauve blanc slushy, which is like two of my favorite things put together.
Have you not had apple cider?
Yeah, and it's good, but I like sour stuff.
Okay.
Ask the girls at my T-Bomb place. I get the sour ones.
Okay, that makes sense then.
And I also love Sauv Blanc. And you put the two together, and it is A++.
Well, last weekend, we had our 20th reunion, or 10th or something.
Yeah.
I think that was a good event. I think you had a good showing.
It was really fun. I was very pleased that there was such a good turnout. Of course, there were some people that didn't come. But I
got a DM for somebody who I didn't even realize who they were until I had to go look them up, their profile picture. Like, oh, this is you. But I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry.
You know, I'm not like, I don't take it offensively, except maybe a little bit. No, there were some people who reached out that were like, I would love to be there. I live far away.
Yeah.
I can't make it. There were some people I personally reached out to that I was close to in high school that I was like, hey, I really want to see you there. You know, some of those people didn't come. Y'all know who you are. I still love you. My feelings are tinge hurt. And then there were others that were like, I really planned to make it, but life happens and we just didn't make it. And I get it. Life is wild. But for the ones that came, we had a few that traveled. We had someone that traveled from Dallas, Ohio, like other parts of the state. So that was cool. Like, it felt like it was a big enough deal that they were able to, and that they like went out of their way to come up here for that. That was cool.
Overall, I do think it was a good turnout, and I think for the most part, everyone enjoyed themselves.
Yeah.
We only had one complaint that I'm aware of,
and that was honestly more on you than me, because I am very inclusive.
The funny part is, like, okay, so I made a TikTok video just before and after classmates, which this was kind of evolving like real time, and this idea was evolving as I'm drinking. So I started out picking yearbook up, video with the yearbook, and then hey.
Well, you did mention that you didn't have your own yearbook.
Yes.
And that I feel like I'm still gonna let you borrow it. When I get mine back, I'm gonna let you borrow it, just so if you want to take it home and really look at it for a while.
My kids will probably look at it.
I think so. Yeah, so go ahead.
But yeah, so we're doing this. I'm doing this before and after thing, and basically a video of that from TikTok. I was like, let me see if I can replicate it. I had no idea how I was going to go, how I would do it, what the finished product would be. Like, this is literally just me on the site coming up with this.
I love how you also used our side-by-side pictures in the yearbook as the banner of the Holland&Hobbs Facebook page. The one where my child was like, why is your hair weird like that? And what happened to your eyebrows? They don't exist. I'm like, well, we didn't have like microblading back then. So like, I just had blonde eyebrows.
Yeah. So when I was going around, and like I said, it was complete random, just me, periodically throughout the night, yearbook. Cause I didn't want to keep a yearbook because other people wanted to look at it and see stuff. So when no one had it, I would just pick it up. I see somebody, hey, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Moving down the line.
And also, I was sorry, I keep interrupting you, but I feel like I got to add in. So I saw you. I thought you were taking a picture of yourself, like in the mirror, but then you come to me next. I thought you were taking a picture, but it was actually a video. So my dorky self's over there, like, whatever. And later in the night, I'm like, hey, can I retake my picture? I feel like you were a little too close to my face. And you're like, no, be quiet. That was a video. Go away. I'm not redoing it. Okay, sorry, my bad.
You weren't the only one, though. Like I said, I really could.
But we thought it was pictures, I think, not videos.
I could do a blooper reel, but if we do it for women, and I knew all y'all be pissed off if I did a blooper.
I didn't feel like you did anybody too wrong. Maybe Heather Barnes at the end. Love you, Heather.
But okay, to be fair, I told her.
Maybe Brittany a little bit because she was like cross-eyed. But that's a skill in itself. So yeah, she started off just making a funny face, and she was shocked, and I caught the shocked face, and then I told her, I said, give me your, and then she made a face. I said, not that face, and that's when she smiled. I think she like went cross-eyed on purpose. You were like, not that face, and then that's when she smiled.
So I do got clips of the not that face. And so I kept it kind of nice, I posted the nice faces. Baby.
You did. I mean, ultimately, I feel like it was a video that was kind of moving quickly, so it's not like anybody was like stayed on them for too long. And it was just cute and silly and like...
That's what it was meant to be. And like I said, we end up with a lot of people there. So there was no way that I was going to record every single person.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of people that did get left out.
But also, it wasn't like a planned out, hey, part of the reunion, we're going to have this video thing, because I knew nothing about it. Hence, I wouldn't have been like, weird.
Which is the funny part, because there was one person that got upset that they were, maybe upset is the word. They was upset they were not included. They felt left out. But I was telling them, like, listen, I didn't get everybody. You're not the only one that was left out. There was plenty of people that didn't put in it, because even when I started cutting it, like, I had 2 minutes I had more than 2 minutes. I fought to get everybody I had under the 2 minute mark.
Yeah.
If I got everybody, it could be like a 5 minute video.
Yeah.
No one's sitting for 5 minutes
No
to
one's
watch
got-
before and after videos of people.
Yeah, you're right.
Ain't nobody that invested.
No, I mean, I don't even watch podcasts. I don't watch any of our podcasts, really. But like, if I'm going to watch anything, it's going to be the little clips.
Yeah.
Because I just don't have that kind of attention span.
And no one has that attention span. Nobody. But yeah, so that's the funny part because, I know she voiced her opinion to me about it. And then like a couple of days later, I guess it was still festering in the heart. And she grouped you and Brittany into the group team,
Yeah, and I mean, I get it. Everyone's entitled to their opinion and how things make them feel. So I'm not hating on that. It's just kind of, it did feel a little personal because she was like, well, maybe in the future you can ask other people if they want to contribute. Well, here's the thing. I was not a class officer. I wasn't the president, vice president, secretary, or treasurer. I just truly tried to float around everywhere and be friends with everyone, and then later stayed in contact with as many people as I could. And, before our 10, it started getting talked about. And then I'm one of those people that's like, I'm not just dying to be in charge, but if nobody else is going to do it, I'll step in.
No one else was planning or doing anything, and you stepped in place.
20 kind of was the same situation. 30, the spot's open.
You've announced your retirement.
I've announced my retirement. You got 10 years to be planning on it.
Your reunion announcement.
I will not live here. Promise, will not live here. I will still come, though. I will still support whoever takes over. Brittany has said she will still do all the memorabilia because she will still live here. I will not live here. But if y'all...
Are you announcing a move, too, as well?
Yeah, because Ruby will be 20 in 10 years.
You said I'm out?
I'm out.
Any plans of where you're going?
Yep.
You just know you're going.
I'm going to the West Coast. I'm going to live among the redwood trees. I don't know if that means North California or Oregon, but those trees I told you I was obsessed with? I'm going to be like, I've already got this plan where I'm going to be a hiking instructor, but I'm going to have my own brand. It's going to be, I'm going to play on this obnoxious southernness that I can't get away from, like my voice. I can't stand to listen to it. I can't stand the accent, all that stuff. So I'm going to be like a southern hiking instructor. It's going to be sold out. Like people are going to be trying to get on the waiting list. Mark my words.
I did say but
I'll get you in, I'll get you off the waiting list easily. If just send me a message and I'll make sure y'all can get right there on the VIP line.
So 2 things. One, the funny part is, as far as the planning for the reunion, I probably had the least amount of involvement. That was just, you and Brittany did.
I know. You kept getting called out, though.
The bulk of it. Y'all were the bulk of it. And somehow this TikTok video got y'all looped into this whole drama while I'm not included.
Well, it was funny because when we first started talking about where and all that, we had said, well, 04, the class of 04 had done the ale house. And I was like, hey, that looked like a good setup. Let's do that. Hey, I know you're friends with Ken at the ale house. So you can be in charge of that. And so that was Serge's really only contribution. He asked if we need help with setup. Okay. I was like, yeah, sure. If you could just get here around 5-ish.
I was here
Serge,
5-ish.
Tell us what 5-ish means.
5-ish.
He thought that meant sometime in the 5 o'clock hour, so he got here at 5:45.
That was 5 something.
No, well, I need you to know that 5-ish means anywhere maybe between okay, I'm gonna say 4:50 and 5:10 is called 5-ish.
I just feel like if you need me here at a certain time, you would be here at this time right here, and I would have been here.
Well, I was trying to give you a little bit of flexibility.
I flexed
all the way to 6-ish.
It just, you didn't sound like you needed me, so I didn't sound too pressed to be there.
I don't know if maybe 5-ish, maybe that's a white person thing. I have no idea. Or maybe, I don't know. I have no idea.
I mean, there are stereotypes.
I'm asking.
There are stereotypes to that.
I'm not a stereotyper.
I know you know that the stereotypes are.
Well,
I know you heard of CPT time.
I don't know what that means. I really don't know what that means.
You've never heard of CPT time?
I really don't.
Are you serious? You're joking, right?
I'm not joking.
Are you playing for the pod?
No. See, I don't know what that means.
Color people time?
Nope. Never heard of it in my life. Never in my life.
That is amazing. Yeah, there's.
I mean, what do I have to do to tell you? There's not a racist bone in my stinking body. There's really not.
There's a stereotype. It's called color people time. And as you give a black person time, they're showing up 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes late. If you want them on time, tell them, if you want them at 5, say 4:30.
Noted, because I feel like with white people, there's no rhyme or reason to white people in time management. There's some that are like super early. There's some that are right on time. There's some that might show up at all.
And listen, I'm not saying every black person is like that, and y'all know, but y'all do know the one where like you call them and like, hey, are you on the way? They're like, yeah, I'm in my car, and they're just not putting their clothes on.
But is that really a racial thing, or is that just a human thing? Because I know white people like that too.
I think it is a human thing, but it's like the chicken thing. Like everybody eats chicken.
My best friend in college
associate with chicken. Everybody likes chicken.
Yeah,
it's the same thing. But yeah,
I'm real picky about chicken too. Like, I don't. We won't even go there. But I know, like my best friend, she like, especially in college, you'd be like, you kind of went out later. And you'd be like, hey, are you about ready? And she's like, yeah, I'm about ready. And like, what that meant is she was out of the shower. There was still 45 minutes to an hour to fix the hair and do the makeup. So that didn't, but I feel like you just have to know that about your people, Now I know that about you.
I will say stereotypes exist for a reason. There are some racial components of stereotypes, but there are also a little bit of truth behind it.
I feel like though there's not really a whole lot of racial to it, because I know white people that just do not care either. Like, I feel like that's just a person-to-person basis.
It is. Yeah, I say that. I mean, not to even jump off subject, black or white, but it just perfectly leads into it. This is a Friday. Tuesday, we had our runoff for District 3.
Mm-hmm.
It was a black candidate and a white candidate. Not to say the black and white thing, but Lucas did defeat Mr. White in the runoff for District 3. Do you think that's how it was going to
go? Yes, but I will say, and I don't know either one of them. I know that's like the district that's got like Hines Street, like it's the Cowart school, like elementary school district. I don't know either one of them, but I do want to say that I really heard good things about both candidates. I didn't really hear any bad stuff about either candidate.
So Lucas, just to context, Lucas was the incumbent. He's the one currently sitting in office.
Mm-hmm.
Him and White, the margins of the election was too close, so they had to run off. So White was trying to unseat Lucas. So Lucas did. He held his seat.
Also, I feel like, if I remember correctly, that district had the best turnout.
They had a high turnout.
They had the highest turnout in the city of the 5 districts, and
was it the highest?
I think so. I'm pretty well. Dana's district 2, 3, which was hers.
I think numbers.
She might have been close, but those were the 2 highest, I want to say.
So, an interesting number I saw, because I was wondering how the runoff compared to the first election.
Mm-hmm.
So the first election, 640 people voted, and the runoff, 487 voted. So that was a negative 153 people that voted for the main election versus the runoff. And I think those numbers also contribute to how the impact played out. That's why White lost. They didn't show up for him. They showed up for Lucas. I think that goes to show that district, those voters for Lucas, they showed up.
You got to be a dedicated voter to go to a runoff, to like vote again in a runoff. I think,
I think so.
Because I think a lot of people are like, oh, this again.
Yes.
And the ones that just are like, whatever, I don't care.
So I had the numbers somewhere. So far as with Lucas and his election, he only lost 3 voters, I believe.
Wow. That's crazy.
So that 153, I'm pretty sure only like 3 of those was from him.
Wow. Okay.
Hold on, I got to pull up here. All right, so the first election, James Lucas pulled in 295 votes.
Okay.
The runoff, he pulled in 287, so 8 people.
Okay.
Only 8 people for Lucas did not show up.
Okay.
For Mr. White, the first time he ran, the first vote, he had 277. So 295 to 277.
Okay.
So less than 20 vote margin. The second time he had 200. So
Wow.
he lost 77 votes from the first election to the runoff. Versus Lucas, who only lost 8. Lucas lost 8, White lost 77. That's your election loss. They didn't come back out
for sure.
Election. And then the one that lost, I would assume nobody came out for her. Kelly Dye, she had 68 votes.
Oh, I didn't even know there was a third person.
Yeah, it was 3. It was 3 in that district. It was
Okay.
a white lady named Kelly Dye.
Okay.
She had 68 votes. So I would assume none of those 68 went back out and voted.
Okay.
Looking at 100 some votes that was
Yeah.
missing.
Yeah.
I would assume nobody that voted for her went back out.
Right.
Because of what I was.
But also, it might have been that the runoff was just between the two that were close.
It was, yeah. The runoff was between them two. Kelly Dye was out of it.
Right, but you might have had some people that voted for her the first time that voted for somebody else the second time.
Possible, but both candidates lost voters, so I would assume that they didn't really pick up anybody that came out of her market.
Maybe
She
not.
had 68, and that's
Yeah.
150 somebody people didn't vote. You'd assume a large number at 150 something probably came from her.
Probably. Like her friends and family or something. There's a lot of friends and family, though.
Friends and family.
I mean, I don't know that many people.
Maybe
I mean, yeah, I do, but would that many people vote for me? I
High
don't
school
know.
class gonna vote for you.
Maybe. Not all of them.
But yeah, so Lucas kept his seat.
That is funny you say that, though, because, like, think about it. We had around, I don't remember the exact number. We'll say 250 that graduated with us. Might have been a little less, whatever.
I think it was at that 250 mark.
So if in the way this election went, if everybody that you went to school with voted for you, you would win your district.
If they all live in your district,
Right, I know that. I'm just giving you like a number.
Yeah, you could.
That's a very small number.
If all of your high school class lived in your district, you could win an election.
I think about all the people I'm friends with on Facebook, which is less now. Went on a little bit of a clean out spree recently, but it's still a lot. And so it's like, I feel like the number of people that voted were like, it's nothing for any of the candidates, even mayor. It was crazy to me.
That's why I say, like, if anybody wants to run for office and be involved, there's no reason you can't.
Yeah.
You only need for a council seat, you need a couple hundred.
Yeah.
Mayor, you're really a couple thousand.
Yeah.
And when you think about the number of citizens in Athens, a couple thousand, that's less than 10% of the vote.
Yeah. I know.
Now, hopefully, hope it don't stay that way. So maybe in 4 years, that number grows. Athens will grow.
I really do feel like we need to work on, like, we need to make part of our mission in this podcast for, like, voter awareness and encouragement. Because no matter where your whatever lies, because I don't even want to say, well, not party affiliation, because there was no parties, thank goodness, in these local elections. But even in the future, honestly, I don't even know anymore about parties, because it's on a higher level. It's gotten so much deeper than parties.
That's what I liked about a local election. There's no party affiliation.
I loved it personally.
No R or D by the name. All
Nope.
it is I, and that's for incumbent.
And I loved that.
I do. I like that too.
Like, it was so refreshing, because there was a lot of mudslinging going on, but none of it had to do with
Are you a liberal,
party
conservative,
affiliation.
Republican? Yes. To me,
Now, maybe there's been a little party affiliation mudslinging after the fact. I'm not gonna call it any names,
which
but
you can get vibes of a candidate.
You can,
probably
but
lean this way. But it's all assumptions. It's all vibes.
I had a political science professor tell me in college that a person that's good at that would never just straight out tell you, like, I'm a Democrat, vote Democrat. Like, you pick up vibes because you learn what vibes pick up, you know? And I prefer it that way.
And I think
Plus, you get to do a little investigative work that way.
Let me dig into your background. Let me see what you say when you talk. Which is interesting.
Because we're real journalists.
And I didn't even talk about vibes. It's like, we recently, keeping it within Athens, we have one of our citizens, young guy. His name is Devin. And he made a Facebook post that been circulating Athens. And our mayor, he liked the post. And everybody been jumping. This is what y'all voted for, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, he's the mayor of Athens. This young guy, Devin, he is black. He made a post. And the mayor supported it.
It also really, I read it. I didn't think it was.
It wasn't nothing bad.
It wasn't. It really wasn't.
He didn't say nothing disrespectful at all.
He didn't.
He talked about Charlie Kirk, and he talked about it from, to me, a black perspective of saying, essentially, y'all wanting everybody to mourn his death, and we all are not mourning his death. And that's essentially, to me, the message that he was putting out, that he did harm to certain communities. And to me, a mayor, it's like what I said to someone, liking a Facebook post doesn't mean endorsing the post necessarily. You could just be endorsing the person. You could like the person and say, I'm here to support of you. And then someone was like, well, that's what the different emojis are for. Me personally, all I use is the like emoji. I don't use the care emoji, the heart emoji, the angry emoji. I only hit the like emoji. And that could be because I like your post. Maybe I like you. Maybe I care what you said. That's all I use.
I do prefer to use the different ones. I really like where I can customize it because I feel like my favorite reaction emoji is the 2 exclamation points. That's me being like, right? Because, I use that a lot. I use the 2 exclamation points, and it's because I'm like, right? Yep. I agree with you. And I don't want to say I love it because sometimes the stuff sucks, right? But it's yes, exclamation point. That's me saying, I agree with you, but that's not an option on Facebook. So I try to keep it, I see sometimes where folks be using I know they didn't mean to ha that.
And they
can get you in trouble. Sometimes it's better just to like it and not really.
To me, a like is the most basic reaction to a post.
It's not anymore though.
It's ambiguous. To me,
some people get offended because the like is very saying, okay, period. And some people get real offended by that.
Well, hoping no one gets offended by me. Because all I hit is I hit no other emoji.
Well, and if they do get offended by you, that's not that. A lot of times that's on them because
if they're being offended. I like how Devin responded because people were screenshotting his post and sharing.
I'm like, I don't even know Devin, but my boy, he said, I'm standing on this.
He said, I said what I said. I meant what I meant. I'm not taking it back.
He said, next time, if you want to have a conversation about it, let's do it. But why are you screenshotting me?
That's the case. Not only did he say screenshot, he said, you going to screenshot.
Devin, you're my kind of friend. That's the kind of person I want to be friends with.
And speaking of Devin, you can find him here also at the Ale House, R&B nights. He be up here singing.
Oh, you said that. Yeah. Okay. I need to check that out.
Yeah.
Since we're friends now, even though you don't know me.
But he's a young guy in Athens. I know he's been part of I don't know what they call it, but he's been part of the political structure that Ronnie Marks have helped set up for the youth in Athens.
Okay, yep.
So Devin has been a part of that. So Ronnie and Devin, they had a relationship. So Ronnie set up that political thing for the youth to get involved.
So also, and again, I'm not speaking for Ronnie. What he meant by his his literal just thumbs up It could have been that he's yeah, right on. I agree with everything you said. Or it could have been hey, I think it's super cool that you're speaking your mind because a lot of you feeling you can be educated and speak up on this is because of programs we implemented, which is cool. I don't know this mindset where we all have to be exactly on the same page came from. I remember when we learned in elementary school, we had that mock election. Yes. And the first thing we learned is you don't ask people who they're voting for. So shout out to 5th grade history class where we had the mock election. Guess what? Stop making it about who you voted for. Politics is so subjective to where you are in life, what you have going on, how you grew up, where you grew up, all of these things you've been through in life. People need to really take a step back and quit making it if you don't think the way I think, you're wrong and I can't associate with you because, first of all, a lot of people that are like that also identify as Christian. And guess what? Jesus don't like ugly. Jesus sat in the messy stuff. Like we talked about that in our small group this week. He got right in there with everybody. It wasn't like, I can't because you voted for that guy. Like he got right in the middle of the messy, and he called us to do exactly the same.
I would say he lived in the messy.
He did.
He was talking to the people that need to be talked to. He wasn't forceful. He wasn't like, I believe this and you got to believe what I believe.
Because nobody ever is going to like change someone's mind by beating it into them and like putting them down, telling them why they're wrong and they're going to hell and this and that.
The best thing with Jesus, in my opinion, he killed them with kindness.
Yes.
If you needed help, he helps you, no matter what you thought, believed in.
And it wasn't fake. It was legit, like, hey, come sit down. Let's talk.
The only people he went off on was the Pharisees. And then we got some Pharisees, I believe, out today.
Sure do.
He'll be flipping some tables today, I feel like.
Sure would.
Using them Bible quotes for everything but what the Bible's been for. But
amen.
But I would say, the thing with Ronnie, though, I think that's one of the things that appealed to me for him. Like, learning his background was in integration, civil rights, integration in the schools. Like, that speaks
and social work.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, him liking Devin, that shows, like, his character. That's Ronnie's character.
And it's him saying, I'm not just, like, saying I think this. I truly stand behind that.
Yeah, he putting his stamp on it. Like, that, to me, that goes to Ronnie's character, and that's why I like him even more. Like, I like him more today, I guess, like, post-August, after we talked to him, than I did before. Before he was just mayor, I saw him interact, when he opened the day, throw the first pitch type stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't really knew who he was, but now knowing him.
I still probably don't know him as much as you do, but I know when we sat down with him, he genuinely knew his stuff. Like, you could tell he genuinely cared about Athens, first of all, but he knew the numbers. He knew, like, where we needed to be in certain areas. He knew, I mean, even quoting, like, the ratio of public safety workers to crime rates and things. And I hate numbers. Like, when I hear numbers, I'll start to find a happy place and zone out. And he put it so simply that, like, even a person that doesn't care for numbers was like, oh, that's good. Those are good numbers, you know. He knew his stuff. He was very authentic and genuine. And people have got to come to a place where, like, we don't have to agree on every single thing to like, coexist and, like, get along and that kind of thing.
You can tell Ronnie is for the betterment of Athens.
Yep.
And everybody that lives within Athens.
Right.
To me, that's the vibe Ronnie gives off.
And let's just go ahead and say I wasn't saying that the other candidates weren't. I just only had a chance to sit down with Ronnie and hear specifics that made me know he knew what he was talking about.
Know him one-on-one.
Yeah.
But Devin wasn't the only one catching heat in Athens. So they're keeping it in Athens. City Council got a little heated, I guess, with Chris Seibert. He was a target of some Facebook posts as well. So from what I've seen, he went to a leadership event that was put on by the state of Alabama, and Athens City sponsored him.
Yeah.
I think the payment, what was it? The tuition for it was $3,250, and it was for Leadership Alabama. And I guess people were like, why was the city of Athens reimbursing him the $3,000 or whatever odd dollars for him to be in it? Because he put on the description for his name is City of Athens, and then he included his own personal business as well on it. And they're like, if he's going to include his own personal business, why are we reimbursing him? And there was one person that was like, also, this is just the good old boy system, setting up Chris Seibert to run for mayor. Ronnie's going to step down halfway through, and this is Chris taking over for mayor.
Hey, what's the key word? Sensationalism.
Okay, so here's my thing.
Okay.
One, I don't think Ronnie's going to step down halfway through for Seibert to take over. I do have, so if Ronnie had a right-hand person to take over next, I have my opinion of who it would be.
I do too.
It wouldn't be Seibert.
No, and nothing against Seibert.
I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know this. I'm just saying, if I had to
just the vibe I pick up of who's in council.
Who will be in council, because the council hasn't swapped over yet.
Who will be in council, yes.
They swap over in November, I think. The new council starts.
So if I had a guess, that would not be my guess. Who knows?
But it's been an interesting thought, this good old boy system. I still don't know what the good old boy system is. Because even knowing Ronnie now.
You know what it is. I just don't feel like it always applies.
I don't think it is. Because, like, is Ronnie a good old boy system? For what I've learned, Ronnie's from Clements. Is Clements part of the good old boy system?
You know, we talked about this a few episodes ago. If
you told me you from Clements, I'm not going to say you a good old boy.
No.
You probably had to work up to where you put in some work. Or some level you had to earn where you got to.
I agree with that.
It's like, I don't even understand that part. But the leadership thing. So, and I told you, like, if I was going to be in it as well, let's say I was sitting on city council and City of Athens sent me I was going to this Alabama leadership.
Mm-hmm.
I would also put my other business on it too as well. Because with leadership, I went through some background for me. I went through Huntsville, it was Leadership Greater Huntsville.
Mm-hmm.
It was similar leadership program. This is state level. I went to one in Huntsville. And when I went through it, there's different programs. So I went through Connect. Connect is like emerging young leaders. So you're 2030s. That was like the group that I was in.
Mm-hmm.
And you're getting people from all kind of backgrounds, like all kind of like employment levels, like engineers, finance, banking. There was one guy that was in Huntsville government. He was in Mayor Battle's office.
Okay.
He was sponsored by the city of Huntsville to be there.
Okay.
But that was his job. Like, he worked in the mayor's office, and he only had city or whatever in his titles because that was his job. If I'm on city council, that's not my job. I'm only making $16K. I'm not going to just put this on it. If I have a main job, I'm also going to include that too as well. Because at the end, with these leadership programs, you get put into a directory. So, like, I can go to my leadership.
Yeah.
If I need someone in banking, it's like an alumni. Almost.
I get it. I get that.
I can go to the alumni list, and I can see who's in it. So if I want a realtor, a banker, or someone and like whatever engineer, I can type it in, and it'll pull me up the list of names, and I can search people that went through my leadership program and find them out. So if I went to the Alabama thing, I would include, if I'm a personal trainer, I put that in. I'm a realtor.
Congrats on that, by the way.
We still
you need a personal trainer?
Yeah, so like,
he can't hold that mug up for too long, but he's pretty good in other areas.
I did not come in last place in Coleman, so I did well.
I love that.
But yeah, like if I went through it, I would include it because in the end of it, you get put in this directory.
So when you put it like that, I see your perspective on it. I mean, I've never been a part of anything like that.
You should. It's fun. It's just a neat thing to go through.
I read the post about where they went off on it. I even watched the little video from city council where it was like somebody had gotten up there and asked about it. I did find out also he was nominated for it, not by the city of Athens, but so I guess that would be if you really think it's such a conspiracy, maybe find out who nominated him.
So I will say, going through the Huntsville one, you do have to have letter of recommendations.
Yeah.
And I had,
because I'm playing the devil's advocate here a little bit. The person that made this post, because as usual, the keyboard warriors came out, and he even was like, "This is not my real name." Like, come on, talk with your whole chest. Like, we want to know who these people are. I do.
Anonymous posts.
Anyway, his questions were like, why did City of Athens send nobody else, only him? Well, that's because he was nominated. That answer came from the little video. Why did they pay for it? Because, like you said, he was being sponsored by the City of Athens, but like you also said, that's not his only job. So I can see where you would kind of also put whatever else you're involved in, because it is a networking event.
And I will say, all these programs, you can pay yourself, you can apply for financial assistance, and then you can be sponsored. And like most of the people that I was in with in Huntsville, they were sponsored by their jobs. Now, I applied for financial assistance. I had no sponsor. I did the financial assistance, so my tuition to get into it was cut like in half, which was fine with me. I wasn't going to pay the full thing. Like, it ain't worth it to me to pay the full thing.
Well,
if I can get in for like,
I was even going to say, maybe going forward, I don't know, maybe going forward, if somebody wants to do something like that, maybe the city pays for half of it. and lets the person, because since the person is also representing a private business, maybe the person pays for the other half. I don't know. I mean, I could understand more if we were in like bad financial shape, but we're in, like, I feel like the city's in pretty good financial shape.
I'm not going to cry over the city of Athens spending $3,000 on someone to go to a leadership program.
But I could also understand, kind of like we talked about with what they get paid as city councilmen. Like, it's not a ton, but they know that going into it. They know it's like a civil servant job, and so maybe like the city pays half or something going forward, just to like, so it doesn't look like some sort of elitist situation.
Like being on council, so I would say this. Like I said, I went through the Huntsville program, and when I say Greater Huntsville, Greater Huntsville is considered Huntsville and like the surrounding area. So like we came to Athens for an event. We was supposed to go to Huntsville, something didn't happen, but it's like all the area surrounding Huntsville. Our final day when we spent the day in Florence.
Okay.
But the things you learn, so the way it was for us. Every single month was one day, like a leadership day. And you learn, it was like different aspects of the Huntsville area. Like there was one about nonprofits. There was a day about small businesses. We had a day where we met with like the city council of Huntsville. We had a day we met both the mayors of Huntsville and Madison.
Yeah.
Like you learn a lot about the area. So I would assume the Alabama version, just a more expanded version. And if you're sitting on city council, you can go learn this stuff from the Alabama leadership. You only need one person. Then you can come back and share what they told you. Maybe if you learn the direction of what Alabama's going towards.
Yeah, I get that. I think too, you know, going off the post that person put, like, he was the one person who didn't have anyone running against him.
Not his fault.
Not his fault.
Not his fault. Everybody like talking about him.
You know, there is like a stigma that's kind of come to be associated with him.
I think he's the punching bag of the council. He's an easy target.
Yeah, maybe, but also I feel like if you're struggling with that stigma that's associated with you, make a statement. I don't know, make a statement.
He's not on social media. Maybe.
Well, some of us don't love being on social media, but we take one for the team. You know, maybe just come out and make a statement. I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out there. You know, that's me.
He needs to put some kind of clarifying statement out. He takes all these darts, he never says anything.
You know, I guess you don't ever have to come out and stick up for yourself when it comes to that kind of thing. But if you are getting tired of, if it's me and I keep being represented in a certain way, I don't know how else to go about my life without defending myself, because I don't set out to ever just offend anybody. And I do my best to live a life and interact with people in a way that doesn't. And every now and then I do. And, you know, I try to right those wrongs, or at least make the person if I don't think I'm wrong, at least make them understand where I was coming from. And so I guess what I'm saying is, like, that he keeps popping up in this manner. There's clearly some serious haters out there.
Negativity.
So
nothing ever positive.
Maybe if that's not the case in some of the not necessarily like the leadership thing, but some of the other stuff that's being said, prove them wrong. I don't know.
But then I would say the thing about him.
That's just
like,
how I am, though.
We mentioned no one ran against him, so.
Well, that's not his fault.
I know, but when we say his district likes him, and then maybe the rest of the county just doesn't, so he has his pocket that actually does like him, and maybe I guess the rest of the community is pushing against him.
I guess with city council, you really just want to speak to your specific district, but also a person that would represent their district well would speak to everyone and try, and you're never going to make everyone happy. No, you're never going to have everyone like you.
No.
But I mean, I'm never going to run for mayor ever, but I do strive to reach out across the different thing genuinely. Like, I genuinely do care about all different kinds of people. So I don't feel like you got to make everyone happy, because some people are just never going to be happy. Some people are just miserable and they're always going to be complaining about something.
There are
But
people going to get on social media just to complain, and
yep,
people are going to show up to council just to cause trouble.
right. And you can't do anything about it. But if there's certain things that keep popping up that reflect on your character or whatever, maybe you address that and just nip it in the bud.
I mean, and maybe, you have a platform or a space where you can come, we can pull up.
We'll pull up a chair. I'm just saying, we're not Fox News though. We are not like going to be like a biased. We are real journalists here at Holland&Hobbs.
I feel like we've done a lot of research and we have brought things to light in this. I feel like, a lot of revelations and things that we have to come out with.
Mm-hmm.
We've been doing some like work.
We're trying.
We've been digging for numbers.
We want y'all to know we work on this all week long in some capacity.
We dig up stuff. But yeah, like I said, I think that people complaining in Athens, but it feels like this week there's been a lot of complaints because Athens High School also caught some strays.
Yep.
Apparently, Athens High School is not accepting Turning Point, and that's been a topic in contention.
And for those that don't know, that's the organization that
Charlie
Kirk was involved in and whatever, and it.
All these conservative groups now are trying to put Turning Point into high schools. And Athens High School has said no to it. And that's been circling. Well, why? Well, we should raise our voices.
I think that not putting it in there allows everyone to raise their voices. Like, it's, there is like the first priority. That's been around forever.
First priority is there. It's before school.
Yep.
So it's not like a club or anything like that. Turning Point is more like a club within the school, I believe.
Yeah, and there is that whole separation of church and state thing, and it's made to protect everyone. Because, I read one of the posts about where somebody was like, the audacity to not do this. This is so disturbing and alarming, and like, okay, but like, it protects everybody from anything.
So I saw the Facebook post going around. I saw them being shared in the community groups and everything like that. And I did my journalistic duties. I did my digging, and I found why Athens have said that. So, non-athletic student activity clubs and organizations. This is for Athens City Schools. So, it says, school-sponsored clubs and organizations are under the direct control of school officials. Such clubs and organizations shall not be affiliated or associated with any political or religious organization or any organization which denies membership on the basis of race, creed, color, or political beliefs. In my opinion, Turning Point is both political, religion, and I ain't going to the other part.
Don't go to the other part, but just
it's definitely religious and political.
And political.
It's both of them. So you're getting two. The Athens City Schools was like, no.
And guess what? You know what? Because we do, for the moment, have freedom of speech, assembly, petition. Only for the moment. Can't promise about tomorrow. If somebody wants to set that up outside of the school, power to it. Like, you can do that. You can set it up at your house. You can set it up at your business. You can do whatever you want, because for the moment, we still have that right.
You know what my one issue with all this is? It feels like, even like, go back to Devin, what he said. It feels like they're trying to force him on everyone and everything. Like, they turn him and his organization into their 10 Commandments and their Bible. You know how they want 10 Commandments in every
The
school?
word you're looking for, and I really hate, I know, I'm probably going to get deleted. It's fine. Propaganda.
It is.
It is not even about trying to turn somebody into your beliefs, because one thing I've noticed about a lot of people that are very outspoken about this topic is like, I'm just very surprised, because you know what? I didn't see Jesus' light shining through some of y'all at all before this. Like, and don't get me wrong, sometimes his light don't shine through me, but I try so hard. I try so hard to remember who I represent in my interactions with people. And it's become quite discouraging because it's like you can't even say you're a Christian now without certain groups of people being like, well, okay, we know what that means, And but at the end of the day, I still am pushing forward with trying to represent Christ at the best of my ability. And I fail every day, but I try every day also. Some people that are so hung up on him in this topic, how about y'all work harder at representing and talking about Jesus than you do about just some guy that was, in the political realm?
Here's the thing that gets me. All of this is going on. It's trying to force kids into taking the red pill. It's all red pill propaganda that you're trying to force people into. So we hang on this notion that Kirk was this big religious figure, but the thing that they miss about Kirk was he was going to college campuses for a reason. He was trying to get the youth. He wasn't debating professors. He wasn't debating the smartest people on campus. He was debating kids. In the end, he was a 30-year-old man going to college and debating kids. That's essentially what he was doing, except that he's a 30-year-old man who had millions backing him. He also had the marketing, so when he put out content, he can frame it. Now everybody want to say he was this great debater. No, he had the money to make him look like he was a great debater. In the end, when you look at his debates with people, all he used was whataboutisms.
And also if you dig a little deeper off the college campuses, there were plenty I saw where he debated people that were smart people.
And they watched him. If you never see him, it's two white guys. I can't think of their name that debated him. He never stepped on stage with them again. One was named Dean Withers. And then Dean Withers made him look so bad, Charlie Kirk ran from him, literally. Like, Dean would go to the campus that he was at, and Charlie would ignore him. People in the crowd would like, debate Dean. And Charlie would like not even eye contact him. He knew he was there, but he avoided him. And that's his whole notion. He wasn't a great debater. He just had money. That's what it was. He had money. We
can't say. Also, we can't. We don't know. We don't know where his heart was, because thankfully that's not our place to decide. I'm so glad that I'm not in charge of people's if they're spending their eternity in heaven or hell. Thankfully.
So I'm not gonna say his heart was on the spiritual level, but I'll tell you what his heart was politically, and that was definitely to feed red pill.
You are correct.
So my whole premise, I've said for over a decade, I've said Fox News exists to make middle-aged to boomers afraid. That was Fox News.
Mm-hmm.
It amplified when you got a black president. That's when they really hit their stride. We got a black president, and now we can ratchet up this knob. So, Fox News had the middle-aged to boomers.
Yeah.
What they were missing, the young demographic.
Right.
That's what Obama had. Obama came over with youthfulness, his exuberance.
Because who wouldn't? Who wouldn't want to hang out with Obama?
The young people.
Do you remember he used to put out he would put out a annual playlist of what he was listening. Yep, and also his March Madness picks.
He still do, yeah.
And people used to get so tore up about that. Like, we're the president. We don't care about that. We don't. You know what? It makes him relatable.
He had the vibes.
Like I'm like, okay, I see you with your Spotify playlist. Like,
so how did the Republicans answer that? Charlie Kirk.
With recruitment.
This guy, shaving face, he grows some facial hair, came out his baby face.
Like he's playing for the Yankees.
Let's send him to the college campuses.
Yep.
Let's get him talking to these kids. And he was the Rush Limbaugh for young America.
Here's another thing. If your main goal is really winning people over for the kingdom of Christ, you're not doing it that way. Because
no, it's not.
Nobody ever won souls that way. Look at Jesus. Again, we talked about it. He sat with everybody and anybody. If I'm trying to prove Christ's love to other people, it's not by me being like, hey, you're going to hell. You're going to hell. It's me being like, hey, I might not 100% agree with this, but I love you. Like, if you need something, I'm here. If you want to talk, I'm here. I genuinely care about you. You might not be right on everything, or I might not think you're right, but I still love you. Like, I wasn't called to tell if you were right or wrong, or I was just called to love you. That's how you win people over. That's how people who don't have a relationship with God get to see God, is through people that show it that way.
And we know, like, going back to our reunion, we know, like, some African Americans that was there, they were looking at some people in our class a little differently based on their Facebook posts around Charlie Kirk. Like,
They were.
I don't think that's what a lot of white, some of our white Americans in our community don't realize. Some of us are looking at you differently based on how you perceive it.
Can I say something that, like, I've thought about for a week solid, like, or since. Okay, so there was the whole rapture day,
yes.
Which I guess either none of us got raptured or it was not a thing. I don't know. LOL. Either way, it was like, I think it was supposed to be Tuesday.
I didn't even. It wasn't in my calendar.
Well, it wasn't on mine either, but apparently it was supposed to be Tuesday.
Calendars. Why would y'all put Charlie Kirk on the calendar? But go ahead. I don't jump into that.
But anyway, there was lots of funny videos and reels and stuff about it. There was like even one guy who said this one lady reached out to him and was like, "You seem like you have a good heart. When you don't get raptured up, will you take care of my cats?" He was like, "Man, that is so rude." Anyway, but there was this one video that I saw, and I know it's supposed to be like funny, but it kind of hurt my feelings. And it was this guy talking about, like, guess what? Tomorrow's rapture day, and like all the Christians are going to be gone. And he was like, that sounds awesome. Like, a world without Christians sounds awesome. And I was like, and then I thought, okay, I'm not mad at this guy that he feels that way. I'm mad at Christians that as a whole have presented that persona to where instead of lost people being like, hey, like, I don't know about God or Jesus, but this person, they're a Christian and they have been so kind to me.
They feel like the world would be better.
Instead, they're like, good, I hope they're all gone. Like, it'd be a much better world. And like, what are we doing that we have put that's what people are taking away from Christianity?
So you know what it looks like? If you even go to the Middle East, we know there's conservative Islamists and they're more liberal. And the terrorists that we see associated, they're the conservative Islamists. They want to keep the old ways. They want to force the religion down their throats. This is our way.
Extreme.
Yes.
Extremist.
We're trying to legislate religion into everything. We're trying to put religion to our schools, into how you live. We don't have the lottery because of religion. Let's be honest. We don't have the lottery because of Christians. My point with the lottery, if you don't want to play it, don't play it. You're not keeping nobody from playing it. It's like, if we want to go to Tennessee, we can go.
If I could have gone to college for free,
we're trying.
If my kids can go to college for free,
so we got marijuana legal because religion, marijuana is lottery. I never smoked weed in my life.
Have you not?
But I'm for it being legal. I'm for it being legal because I know it don't hurt you. I got plenty.
It has a lot of uses. It's a natural substance. It makes no sense. And even if it's not like fully legal, it being so criminalized is insane.
So here's the thing with me. Me with conservatism, we try to legislate morality.
Yeah.
And with me, it's like, if you're not harming anybody, hurting anyone, why do I care? Live your life.
Yeah.
Like, things like the lotto, that's not going to hurt people around you.
I'm not a gambler. Like, I'd rather spend my money on a sure thing. That's just me. It's not because I think the lottery's bad. It's just like not my thing.
Don't vote against it.
No, but my husband, I mean, he's gonna buy a couple tickets when the Powerball gets real high. And guess what? If we win, I'm not gonna be like, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't.
Everybody wants to know. They had a family member win it. They're gonna be like, hey, can I get some?
Or like, we were talking about all the different things we donate to, and like, would they turn our money away because was won via lottery? No one's gonna turn that away.
And then, like, going to your education thing, I saw even still back on the turning point, I saw a very interesting stat.
Okay.
So there was the state superintendent. So let me say this: 2 states voted unanimously for candidates. 1 state voted across the board for Trump. There was 1 state voted across the board for Harris. Like every single county went Dem. Every single county.
What were they?
Oklahoma was Trump.
I don't doubt that, because all the craziness that's coming out lately all stems from Oklahoma.
So
laws they're trying to get passed
that's
in
why
there.
I go with the turning point thing. So there's
Okay, but what was the other state? Rhode Island?
Delaware.
Okay.
Delaware went completely blue.
Okay.
So
Shout out Delaware.
I bring that up because the Oklahoma State Superintendent, he was the one who said he was going to put the 10 Commandments in every classroom.
Yeah.
Put the Trump, not the Bible, the Trump Bible. When Trump came with his own Bible, which crazy in itself. Your president got his own Bible, but y'all overlook that. Y'all Christians overlook the man for his name.
Y'all quit saying y'all Christians. Quit saying that.
You know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about.
We're going to have to start coming up with another name.
He's making money off the Bible.
The Sins.
He's making money
we'll
off
call
the
him
Bible.
the Sins.
But yeah, so this state superintendent was going to put the Trump Bible in every single classroom as well. And then when this whole Charlie Kirk thing came out, he said that he was going to put a turning point chapter in every high school. Interesting enough, Oklahoma compared to Delaware. We had 1 completely red state, 1 completely blue state. In 2024, Oklahoma, they're 44th in education. No, I'm sorry, it wasn't Delaware. Massachusetts. Got it wrong.
I was about to say, Delaware seems random. Okay.
Massachusetts.
I caught that copies.
I'm sorry. So, Oklahoma, 44th in education. Massachusetts, 1st in education. Healthcare, Oklahoma, 49th. Massachusetts, 2nd. Quality of life.
You know that's where Harvard is. Harvard.
Quality of life, Oklahoma, 44. Massachusetts, 1st. Test scores, Oklahoma, 50.
Ooh.
Massachusetts,
You mean
1st.
we were 50? We were 49.
Might be 51. Don't get
We were 51.
It could be. I don't know. We could be. You know they count DC in these numbers. Too.
Oh, that's
They
right.
count DC.
We cannot be
We
51.
could be 49.
I would 59. 49th would be better. 49th would be better.
But do you not see?
I've been mad about Mississippi for weeks now. Go ahead.
You still hating on that?
Still mad. I'm not hating. I'm not hating. I'm just so disappointed.
We need to be more like Mississippi.
I'm so disappointed.
More like Mississippi. That's what we turn to in Alabama. Can we be like Mississippi? That's where we're at now.
Can we not?
But
Can we just be better?
to me, these these numbers, it speaks volumes into red versus blue policies. To me, when you look at the Democratic policies, the main thing Republicans always hit them on is you want to spend. They're spending money on the people. They're putting money into the infrastructure. They're putting money into where it needs to be to help people.
Into the stuff that's going to make us better.
And they call it socialism.
Yeah.
The red policies, they spend money.
Well, there is a difference in what you're saying and socialism. But it's like
that's what they call it, though.
They're calling it that, though. Yes.
But then you look at the red policies. Trump has outspent Biden and both Obama. How is Oklahoma better? How is Alabama better? How is any of these red states better based on Republican policies? Like the main thing to me, they always hit on these blue states on them being liberal and this and the other. They always rank higher than every single red state.
Yeah.
Most of these blue states subsidize the red states.
Yeah.
So, like, where are the red policies? How are they impacting your state? Because, like, this is crazy. We're focused on putting turning point in every school, and your education is trash.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me. Now, recently I did see, he announced, I think it was yesterday, actually, he's stepping down.
Who?
The Oklahoma State Superintendent, the big red guy, the MAGA guy who run Oklahoma education.
Okay.
He is stepping down.
He's probably getting promoted.
Yeah, he's probably getting demoted. They're probably tired of him.
No, I'm saying I'm sure Trump's calling him into the cabinet.
Oh, well, he's going. Well, if he'd say it, he's going to the private sector.
Also,
He's
real
going to the
quick,
private sector.
side note, is there a way we can pause this for real?
Okay.
Okay, like for real,
Why you pause?
because I really have to pee super bad, and I know you can pause it in real life, for real. So if you're not gonna pause it and like there's just gonna be an empty chair here, I don't know what, but
We can have an intermission. Intermission.
Can we have intermission for a second and it not be part of the video?
It gotta be part of the video.
No, not the whole thing.
This is gonna be part of the video.
Like, what am I supposed to do?
Use the bathroom beforehand.
I did, but some days are just worse than others.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. We'll take it halftime. Hey, take your mic. I will take your mic off though. I don't know if people want to hear that.
You don't delete this. I'm done. This is the last episode.
All right, so I'm about to find like a little intermission thing to put in, like.
I mean, I don't think people want to like sit here during intermission.
And we're gonna cut back.
Or not Broadway.
Well, yeah, you know, what our conversation about with schools, I think we should focus more on helping people versus trying to force our beliefs on them. And I feel like Turning Point is definitely trying to force people to believe what you want to believe.
Yeah. Even
I
like
agree with Athens High School, I'm saying no to it because they already got first priority. They have a religion.
And I love Jesus,
program.
and I hope I would love for everyone to know about and love Jesus. That's not the way though. That's not. You can't force that. It's not genuine or real or what we were called to do.
And what I'm gonna say too, just end it, wrap it up on him. Like I said, I don't want to keep talking about him every single week. It's like,
No, same.
how you know that he was a political figure, a political media versus this biblical guy? Look at his memorial. Only his wife spoke. Not one friend, not one other family member. It was his wife and then a bunch of politicians.
It was a rally.
It ended with the president.
It was a rally.
It was a Christian nationalist event and a MAGA rally fused. And essentially, that was Charlie Kirk. That's who he was. And that memorial that's what he was.
Yep.
Now, you know, I'll get off of it.
Yeah.
But not to even put my tinfoil hat. Now you go upstairs?
Huh.
Oh, y'all have a camera on y'all. I'll pause. I'll cut y'all out.
It's okay.
Y'all good. Y'all
We
good.
can edit.
Not to put my tinfoil hat back on, but
Did you see that meme, by the way, with the guy was like, I'm new to tinfoil hats. Like, which one do you like the best? I had all these different, like a cowboy tinfoil hat and like a pointy one, all these tinfoil hats. It was
I feel like I got
hilarious.
deeper with the tinfoil.
It's hilarious.
I know I brought 2012, so when I learned that his wife Erica Kirk, she was Miss America 2012. And who owns Miss America? Who owned Miss America?
Miss USA.
Miss USA.
Yeah.
She was Miss USA in 2012 Arizona. And then who owned Miss USA? It was Trump. When did Trump jump into politics? It was around 2012 when Obama won his last election. It was like, get the aluminum foil.
I told you back about the moon situation. I always entertain a tinfoil hat situation.
Listen.
Am I losing sleep over it? Absolutely not. But
and then when you look at
if
her,
you dig deeper though, that's all I'm gonna say.
and then when you look at her, she's a nice looking blonde white woman. Like,
You can't trust blonde white people.
bro, like my tinfoil is wrapped around. It's getting tired. Like I don't want to dive into your rabbit hole.
Also, this is my natural hair color, so I don't need any haters. Like,
But even like not to even jump on her, Turning Point, she would have been a DEI hire at Turning Point. It's Curtin still alive.
all I'll say is, if for those that love to wear their tinfoil hats, there's a lot of stuff on Reddit about her. Okay,
The rabbit hole is going deep.
this is like a rabbit goes to the mantle and the core.
But like a lot of this stuff, you should be able to talk about it and can be able to talk about it
For now,
for now.
until the First Amendment gets revoked, which could happen. It hasn't yet, though.
Well, it's funny you say that because we did get Jimmy Kimmel back on TV, and everybody was like, "Oh, what about Roseanne? What about Gina Carano?"
There's a difference in like
huge
there's a difference in a station or like a network or whatever being like, hey, you know what? We just ain't feeling you anymore. And firing a person with good ratings because the presidential administration tells you to.
And you know it was the president behind it because the head of the FCC basically said it on the podcast, and then he gets taken off the air. And then when Disney reverses it, Trump
he
like,
he outed himself.
ABC told the White House that he was canceled. Like, you know, he put this stuff in writing. That's the difference. You got the White House, the head of the government, is having people forcefully taken off. And like I said, Jimmy wasn't the first. It was Big Bird. Big Bird was the first casualty.
R.I.P.
Colbert was second because they wanted a merger that they need the FCC approval. That's how Colbert got taken out.
You know what I keep thinking of? You know the Eminem lyrics? He's like, the FCC won't let me be. You know?
I mean, that's what we have now. We have an FCC that's controlled by the president, and they're doing what he wants at his whim.
Yep.
And
which is very freaking un-American.
And un-American. Do you know how bad it got to be for even Ted Cruz to be like, this is not what we want to do?
Thank you. The fact that it wasn't just Hollywood, it was like a lot of conservatives were like, wait.
Because they know they say the most reckless stuff about folks on TV. It's like, we can't have this. This is going to ruin our brand. Like, no one gets on TV and talk reckless about people. Jump back on Obama, his biggest controversy, a tan suit. They got on TV and had to spend a whole day about him wearing a tan suit.
But you know, as long as I can remember.
I remember the selfie stick. He had a selfie stick, and that was so unpresidential.
Yep.
He had a selfie stick in the office, and that was so unpresidential.
You know, as long as I can remember. I mean, I remember Jay Leno and what was the other guy? The other late night guy. There was two back when we were kids. Jay Leno and the guy with the glasses, David Letterman. Okay, so
I'll think about Conan.
Those were the two late night people. And I remember as a kid, they made fun of whoever was in the White House. Like, I remember the jokes about Clinton were endless. And then you get Bush, like George W. said ridiculous stuff. He just constantly made a fool of himself, but he also had good intentions, I think, and for the most part, you know.
The only issue is that we have a very thin-skinned president, and he can't take.
Obama got made fun of
all the time.
All the time.
They made let's go Brandon. We know what that was. Biden never went on FCC talking about take them off the air. Can we stop this reporter from coming in? Can we restrict their access?
Because I feel like that's part of it. Like, part of the beauty of this country is that we can say whatever we want within reason, because you can't just come out and like make false claims, but you can make jokes and you can whatever, as long as you know, you're not just making false claims. You can kind of say whatever you want to say.
I agree.
And that's good. That's a good thing, because like countries like North Korea or China or Russia, you can't say those things. Like, you know, there's still plenty of countries where you can't even have church. There's missionaries sent from America to these countries where we don't even know, like, we can pray for them and we can send money, but we can't talk about where they are, because if they get found out, they're gone. And like, we take it for granted what we can say and do, and on both sides.
I don't know much that we take it for granted. We're okay with it when it's our side doing it.
I think we do take it for granted too, to a certain degree, because think about like before all this, it was just kind of understood that if you're the president, you're getting made fun of on Saturday Night Live and late night and all this stuff, because that's just part of it. Like, everybody's got qualities that can be like laughed at and made fun of. Can you imagine a world though where we're not allowed to say that stuff? It starts out with like you're good with being censored because it's your side censoring. But can you imagine where you can't get up there and say about how you're so mad about Chris Seibert going to the Alabama whatever because someone shows up at your house and arrests you? Can you imagine that world? Do you want that world, you know?
And they take it for light when you say it, but this is the closest to authoritarianism that we've ever been in America in my lifetime, I feel like. And they don't see it because it's their side, they feel like. But like, if we lose our freedoms, you're also losing yours. But some of them are happily would give them up, I feel like, for him to stay as president and be president. That's where we're heading to.
They think that because they don't really know the repercussions.
Remember that comment he said like a few weeks ago? He said some people say they'll like an authoritarian. I'm not one, but they said they would like one. Like he don't say these things to just.
He pushes to see how much he can, like how far he can
Everything
get.
he's doing is saying you push, push, push.
Yeah.
People go, it goes on.
What do they react to? Okay,
Exactly.
well, they didn't react well to the First Amendment, to the Jimmy Kimmel thing, so I'm gonna back off on that one,
But
even though he didn't. But
also, what you do is you keep moving the needle slightly. So then in year 3, when the needle was here, year 1, now it's all the way over here. You've already accepted so much.
okay, one thing that's so wild to me is like even now people look back at 2020, like you hear 2020 or like you get like PTSD, right? For whatever your reason. And I think about all the people that were like, they tried to force us to wear masks. And I'm like, yeah, masks were super annoying and inconvenient. And did they do a ton of good? I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe some of them did, some of them didn't. I don't know. I'm not a healthcare professional. Neither is the head of healthcare. But anyways, that's another day, another story. But you were mad about that. You're mad about vaccines. You're mad about some of this stuff. Can you imagine in here in a few years when that was the least of your worries? Where that seemed minute compared to where we are now. And is that really what we want to come to?
The great part to me is all these dudes walk around and drive around with the "don't tread on me" tags. They the ones that most willing to give up their rights. That's why I've been saying, who is more about democracy in America? Is it one side or the other? Because the side that acts like they're willing to give up the most.
So that's a whole, everything. I mean, honestly, like, I like to talk about that kind of stuff. That's a conversation I'll have with anybody any day on a like 101
tread on me
basis.
That's what they like now. Tread on
not on Facebook and not here. But I got all kinds of thoughts. Yeah, so
they're definitely treaded though. But one thing
we
did get from all this, Disney released the Mandalorian trailer. I was happy to see Grogu eat popcorn with Mando. So Disney did drop that. I feel like Disney was like, we need something to give these people. They're pissed off at us because everybody was canceling their Disney Plus membership.
If I didn't have a 10-year-old, I would have canceled because we don't watch it. We strictly have it because she watches stuff on there.
So I saw people that were canceling, and they were offering hella discounts to keep it.
Yeah, and then the minute
act like maybe I should go fake cancel so I can get this discount.
But then we didn't cancel, and then we found out like the next day our price is going up from $10.99 to $12.99. What the world?
I was already paying for the no ads.
This is not magical.
Mine went up,
there ain't none magical about Disney these days. I'm just saying.
I ain't gonna say that. Their Star Wars content has been.
That's fine, but like. The magic we grew up with as kids, it ain't there anymore.
That's different though.
It's not different.
It's different.
It's not.
You can't have men kissing sleeping women no more.
That's not what I mean. I just mean like.
Look at it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, even like going to Disney World used to be.
I went. I thought it was fun.
It's okay.
I went to Star Wars Land.
But if you had something to compare it to, the earlier days.
I went.
It's gotten more expensive.
The first time I went was an adult.
That includes less than it used to include. I mean, they've slowly just seeped all the magic out.
That's life. That's life.
Well, that is life. So Disney should have stayed magical. That's just me. Though.
I think a lot of people still go to Disney to escape.
People do.
You got adults that go.
People do still go.
They go without their kids. I can't imagine going without my kids. Like I don't know. I don't think I can be an adult.
First of all, I've been
without your kids.
One time. Well, yeah, because Ruby Kate was like real little, like way too little to go. Couldn't talk anything. But speaking of, we're going in November. Just Wyatt and I. Just for 2 days, only to Epcot, because I've always wanted to do the Food and Wine Festival.
Okay, when we were there the first time we had it, but we had so Olivia was turning like 5 at that time. Eli had been like 9. So we were there during it, but we didn't go through because they was with us and like they're not gonna like this stuff.
Right. So I've always wanted to go, and we were there once a few years ago. Ruby was there, and like we got to hit a couple things, but basically it's like keep moving before she loses it. And so I've always wanted to go. So we're going to just do like a couple days down there. Only that part, only us two. So we can like just really did the Food and Wine Festival.
Yeah. See, that's something that my life partner would like to go through.
She can come with us.
She would like
Tiffany, you're invited.
She would like to do that.
You're invited, Tiffany.
But that's it.
Serge, though, not him, because he's like, I don't know about adult Disney.
I like the wine part, the food part. I'm a picky eater.
You think that, but like you don't know. You don't know what all the good stuff that's out there because you haven't tried it because you haven't been to all these countries.
Maybe.
You know who's got some bomb food?
Who?
Japan.
Okay, so Japan is my number. If I go any place out of the country, Japan is number one. I do want to go to Japan.
Like I haven't ever had anything
Speaking
from
of masks,
that part of Epcot. I haven't been there.
They fully support masks, and they one of the healthiest countries. Feels like.
Yeah, but so does China, and they're not.
Well, do you ever see those videos though of people in China talking about how nice China is?
No, I've heard it's nice. I've just heard like their air quality is not very good. I'm not hating on China.
I've been seeing like some social media videos of people being in China, how nice and clean China is. I know they're probably in the nice, like the cities. They're in the cities.
Again, everyone's gonna have,
outside.
yeah.
But yeah, I found it interesting how they say how clean and nice and. It's more of the technology. I feel like Asia has endorsed versus us. Like, it's like we're behind.
If you want to go that route, one country that gets a lot of flack is Chicago here in the United States about how awful and whatever. Chicago is so nice and clean. Now, are there parts of Chicago where you have no business being because you're probably going to get shot up? Sure. Yep. Don't go there.
That's a lot of places.
Don't go there.
Finding places in Alabama.
You really want to end up in the backwoods of Coleman County? Nope. You sure don't. I didn't. Like, Lord, please don't let me get a flat tire or something. You can hear the banjos playing in the background.
Yeah, but yeah, if all the Jimmy controversy, if it's what's got us the Mandalorian trailer, you know what, Jimmy, you would sacrifice.
Taking one for the team. Hey, you know, I feel the same way about COVID. Taylor Swift put out 2 albums during COVID because she knew we were sad. She knew we didn't have nothing else to do. She's like, you know what? Here's a gift. And then like the next month, here's another gift. And we will forever be grateful for that.
A lot of gifts being out. Like, do you watch Star Wars?
Yes. Yes, I have. Now, would I consider myself like one of those cult fans? Like, because I feel like Star Wars is for real a cult classic, you know, and like, you got people that show up at the midnight showings dressed up as like a stormtrooper or something. I'm not that. But I do. I was made to watch them several years ago in order of the storyline, not, you know, and the movie when they came out. Yeah, the proper order.
You watched the chronological order.
4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. And yeah, so yes, I am a fan. I actually can say that I really do know what's going on. Why do you ask?
Have you watched any of the shows or just the movie?
No, not the shows. Now I've watched all the new ones, all the new movies, even all the current movies, besides the 6 of that. Why
Favorite
do you?
Movie.
It's now I can't remember their names. But it's definitely my favorites are definitely the ones with Hayden Christensen. I'm gonna die on that hill.
So episode 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Your favorites.
Yep.
Which one would be your favorite movie out of that?
The one where the scene where he literally turns into Darth Vader.
Episode 3.
Yep. That's it.
Return of the Sith.
That's one of my top movie moments. Period. It's really that good.
Episode 3 is that.
Yeah,
good.
episode 3. Again, I'll die on that hill. I'll also die on the hill where the best Michael Jackson song was "Will You Be There" from Free Willy.
So, do you realize why the Jedi failed?
Why it failed? Yeah.
Why?
I mean, it wasn't cut out to be run like that. Like it was.
Why?
What do you mean? Why?
They were too conservative.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have some liberties.
They didn't have none.
None.
They was conservative, overly conservative. That's why they failed. So
it's one of the deepest. It's such a deep moment, though, in cinematography history.
This is how I explain the Jedi to people. The Jedi were Catholic priests.
Yeah.
They couldn't have relationships. They couldn't have these personal connections to people. Any one thing made you stray. you are the dark side.
Right.
That's how, like, when people ask me, like, to explain Jedi, I break them down to their Catholic priests. They got to be that strict in
Yeah.
their moral codes, their lifestyles, their structure, and it was so tight that if anything fractured, they fall off.
Well, I don't know. Did you ever have Deb Ezel for 10th grade English at Athens?
Did I?
I don't know.
I know the name.
We watched Star Wars though.
I didn't watch Star Wars.
Because not all of it, not like all 6 of them, but because it was in itself, it was like a literary classic, even though it wasn't a book. But it's like the tale as old as time of good versus evil. So it has so many literary components to it that.
So when episode 789 came out, conservatives got upset about them because they said Star Wars was becoming political. And
Star Wars was always political.
Always politics.
Always.
There's a whole Senate in Star Wars. But the reason they said that was because they felt like they were being
targeted.
They saw themselves in it.
Yeah.
Because of the Sith. The Sith was modeled after Soviet Russia.
But if
authoritarian.
Sometimes if you feel attacked, instead of being so mad that you're feeling attacked, maybe kind of evaluate yourself and why you feel that way.
The bad side on Star Wars is an authoritarian. And they saw their image in that, and they thought Star Wars was targeting them. Not that this is what Star Wars has been the whole time. Like, Star Wars didn't become bad. You became bad.
Well, there's actually like a poster at the Holocaust Museum that it's like the 10 signs of fascism. I don't know. You can Google it.
All right. Well, we'll wrap it up there. So, after the old house, Athoberfest, I still got to finish this beer. I guess. I can't waste this.
Also, try this green apple soft blanc slushy.
I have not ate today. I've already had the one wine slush.
It's no bueno, my friend.
And I have no food in my stomach other than this wine slushy. And now, I just can't pour this out. I got to drink it.
You can't. So wasteful.
I got to drink it. So.
All right.
Maybe this video get edited today. Maybe it won't. Maybe it sucks when it's edited.
Well, you know what? The answer to this is to get some of their pretzels with the beer cheese. Yeah. Little carbs.
All right.
Fix you right up.
Your beer tonight? You gonna?
Yeah, actually, I think I'm gonna try it.
Tell Wyatt to come
no, I'm not gonna do that.
Tell Wyatt to come do it.
Nah. But I think we will stop by since we can just walk right up here.
All right.
So yeah. See y'all out here.
All right. Well, till tonight.
Till tonight.